Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron and Samantha. Brian will be back with us. Hopefully again tomorrow. He's been having a little under the weather. He's been fighting a good fight. Should be back either tomorrow or definitely on Wednesday. So there you see our three beautiful tracks. Samantha, fast track, firm turf course, and the all-weather Tapeta.
It's a beautiful day. We sound like broken records every week, but we're very lucky to be where we are, and you're very lucky to be joining us.
Yeah, and we got $425,000 guest. That's what they're guesstimating, that estimated pool today in the Rainbow Six. Beautiful card, really good card today.
Yep.
We'll see how it plays out. So interesting angles all throughout the cards, especially with the early pick 5 today. And it's a mile on the turf this afternoon. He's a claimer for 4-year-olds and upward. We had a couple of scratches of the 2 Chaplin and the 4 Navy Cross. And Brian, even though he's not here, always leaves some tickets for us, and they do good. And here's this early pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look. Look at that. Spreading in the first 2. Race number 3, he's got the single of the 4, Gale's Evening. Looks like a speed play. And in race number 4, the 10, Excite for Billy Mott. And in race number 5, Throw a Dart at it. This is a really tough race. And he's got Foxy Lady, Miguel's Bell. She looks tough to beat. Chaina and our Firebird. All very competitive runners, Ron.
Yeah, we're going to show video of some of those running last time out when we get to that race. Getting back to this first race this afternoon. Right now, on the board is the tepid 3-1 favorite very early in the wagering. And that is Ellie Oop Johnny. And we're going to show you a video of Ellie Oop Johnny.
This was a good race.
Yes.
I thought so. A horse that is 8 years old, super classy for the Marty Drexler barn. And Marty actually had this horse this time last year here at Gulfstream. And this was coming off of an August layoff. So he had some time between drinks here. Tyler Gaffleone was aboard him here today. There's Belly a Jelly, who could be a minor placings here, Ron. But I thought Alley Oop Johnny, considering the layoff, ran huge here.
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance, and but thus we both have it on top of our ticket. So, just ran a great race.
Yeah.
And, once the race is over here, we'll pop up a stat on Marty Drexler, see exactly what he's got going for him as far as this. The second after a 45 to 100-day layoff on the turf. 20%, 54% positive return on investment. That's Marty's angle.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. This is the horse to beat here.
Yeah, so we'll see how the play. Anything else in the first that you might want to look at? What about Ocala Dream? Did you give that horse a shot?
Yeah, I like Ocala Dream. Coming off of a win, it was at a claiming $20,000 level, just a restricted, but that's what we're in for here today, and I love this post position too. How about Edgar Zayas lately?
Yeah, he's been riding great. He's really been doing a good job. And I had some interest a little bit in Light Fury. I thought this horse might run well in this particular spot. If you look down, he's got some speed. Every time I see speed, I say, maybe take a shot, especially with MCL Jaramillo in the saddle. So if you're looking for that speed play in the first, maybe it's just a 10 horse going to the lead. And he's not in post 12, so he's got a little bit of a shot.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out. Race 2 this afternoon, we can stretch it out to 1 mile and 1/16th on the Tapeta. And maiden claimers, and these are 4-year-olds and upward. We get a couple of jockey changes. On the 11, Live to Ride, the rider is Javier Castellano. And on the 12, it is David Egan. So we'll see how that plays out. No scratches in the race. Brian has his pick 4 ticket here.
We'll have him tweeted out.
You have it tweeted out. So, okay, so talking about this second race, I'm interested. Yeah, we both had the 11. I thought you would, and that's Live to Ride. Now going to be, look like they flipped jockeys for some reason here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but Javier will be riding the number 11, Live to Ride for Carlos Navarez.
Oh, I like that because he was aboard the horse last time, and is coming out of that Bourbon Outlaw race, who finished in front of him. But this is first time in the barn of Carlos Navarez, and he's been doing good, and 15% off the claim as well. And this was a big effort. This is my best bet today because I love the cutback for him.
Yeah, the barn is 6 for 18 at the meet going into Saturday. That's 33%. So, flying under the weather. This is one of the guys you're getting, Javier, who rode it for the previous connections. So coming back looks like a major player in here. I went to the outside. I had some interest in that's first shot fired, Jose Gallegos, and I just thought this horse's current form earned this horse a spot somewhere on the ticket.
I don't blame you. I agree completely. It's just faced a similar group. We both have the one in the mix, and that horse, Devilment, ran third to him, so he's a big player for sure.
Yeah, they look like the logical three. Now, always got to worry about carving out a trip from an outside post, but they have room to do it. Going to race number 3 this afternoon. It's going to be 5 on the Tapeta. Claimers in here, and fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. We did have a scratch of the favorite, at least my top pick, the number 5 White Knuckle Flyer. So we got a 5-horse field this afternoon.
I always had the one on top, Ron, so it worked out well for me, I think. Just first off the claim now for Marty Drexler. Again, a barn that we just talked about in the first race, just such a strong competitive barn, usually picks up a win or two every single week of the championship meet, and I like this first off the claim angle for the barn.
Yeah, Tress is just one of those horses that we know very, very well, and surprised Marty jumps in and grabs an 8-year-old mare, but Marty knows how to win, so with that good thing. And like I say, I scratched into it. I admit I had White Knuckle Flyer on top, but he looks a major player. Maybe go to the outside with the 6-horse in here, Lita, Steve Gutierrez. I think with the scratch of the 5, you're not going to get anywhere close to 10-1 on that horse. Comes off a nice 3 lifetime win, going 5.5 on the Tapeta. It was a really nice race. So coming back with that, you're getting Javier Castellano. So good third race there. It looks like Travis might be the one to beat. Going to race number 4 this afternoon. There you go. 1 mile on the turf. These are maidens, and they are 3-year-olds. And we do have some scratches of the 2, the 3, and the number 7 horse in this race. And Samantha, this is where the Tropical Turf Pick 3 starts on race number 4.
Yeah, and that's great too, because you can look at the horses before getting into this race, because it's such a competitive maiden special weight. We have a few of those on the card today, and I'm really excited for them. But I have a $36 play, and when I see these horses, I'll be able to get a better gauge. But going into this race kind of blind, I do have the 11 on top. I did lose my top pick. Race 10, this is the Ladies Turf Sprint. I'm singling Just a Care. She was so impressive last time. I loved her last time. I love her this time. I think she'll trip out just fine. And in race number 12, this is a very tough starter race. I have your long shot is River of Time in the mix there. I like Dual Income a lot, and I think that this is a very, very competitive race. $36.
Well, I'm glad you also used the 3 on my ticket too, because that horse is on there.
Yeah,
30-1, and sneaky. I think I'm glad you used that horse. Pay attention to that. That's Alchemista for Oscar Gonzalez. 30-1 on the morning line. I would throw that one in the Tri-Supra, and if it wins, going to have a really good tropical
Absolutely.
Getting back to this race, you went with the number 11 on top. You said No More War. We'll start with there. And I went right next door, but we'll start with yours.
Well, we'll look at the replay because No More War is finished second last time out. This was a trip. Both of these horses, the Excite and No More War, both coming out. But look at No More War, which, by the way, the winner just stayed out of trouble and was in the lead the whole time. But No More War is going to pop up on your picture on the inside, and so is Excite as well. Excite's on the 13, and No More War is just trying to both of them were in a lot of traffic troubles, had to weave through just a lot of traffic. It was kind of a messy race down the backside. It was a big field. There was a lot of mumbo jumbo going on. And now we have a couple scratches to the inside. That's perfect. Yeah,
Excited. I wrote down just, he was wide, then he was on the rail, and you saw it. He closed really strongly in it, so I used him on top. Very similar situation with No More War, the number 11 horse in there. And, then you have a horse like, to me, maybe you used a horse like used a little further down, and that's Misty Memories for Brendan Walsh. We're going to show you a stat that I found interesting on this. Louis Sayers, of course, in the saddle. Foreign ship is worst Lasix on turf in the past 5 years. 26%, 43% the money, $2.22. So everything with that stat is positive.
Very, very positive. And there were no works on this horse on XBTV, so I will have to take a really good look at him here. But I love the Lasix on, and when you're going from carrying 133 pounds in your races to 118, that's big.
And that race was in October. It wasn't like 3 years ago or something like that. So I just think he has a shot there. You also used him on your ticket. And, you got other ways you can go going there with Baker Street, who's pretty good. Antonio Sano. How good is David Egan riding on the turf course? Got to take a look at him, too.
Yes, yep, definitely. And the grass race was the debut, so I don't read too much into that. This horse, we'll see. We'll find out today if it's the Tapeta or the turf.
Well, we certainly will in the fourth race because it's a beautiful day out, and we're not expecting, wouldn't even want to mention it. Race number 5 this afternoon is going to be a 6-furlong sprint on the fast main track. These are claimers, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, and we have a clean slate in here, not to go with, but we do have a video we can show you to help us figure this out here before we get to Chano.
Would you want to watch the video first, or do you want to get to Chana first?
Let's get to Chana.
Okay, we'll talk about Chana. Chana has only been on the dirt one time in her career. She is the poster child of, there's just not a lot of, she's been campaigning here at Gulfstream, just not a lot of dirt races at this level for her to run in here, but now she gets on the dirt again. It was not with Kent Sweezy when she was on the dirt. He's obviously kind of found out what makes this filly, or this mare, tick. Daughter of Gervin, let's put her back on the turf, or the dirt today. And I love the 6 furlongs because the 5.5 I feel like is her best distance, but she still needs a bit more.
And you know, Ken Sweezy started like a house on fire. The barn's cooled down a little bit. You said that yesterday, so maybe he'll get back on track with this one. Now we'll show you that video of Foxy Lady, Miguel's Bell, and our Firebird. And earlier on, when we were looking at Brian's early pick 5, Samantha had mentioned this is a wide open race.
It is. It's a tough race here to end the early pick 5, pardon me, because the gang is all here. And how much do you trust this? You've got our Firebird on top, Ron, and this horse always does all of the hard work on the front end for everybody else. Miguel's Bell was able to just sit, what do you call it, the catbird seat here. But our Firebird ran really, really big, and that was the first start on the dirt in some time. So you would think she would improve.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. So those 3 horses I thought had a big shot in the end. They sort of went with the 8. I ended up going with our Firebird and just think he's going to, maybe hold on. Like you said, just got nipped at the wire last time out. And Miguel's Bell in there just seems to win more than most of the horses in this race. So interesting race in race number 5. Race number 6, this one's 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta, and these are claimers 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 in life. We have a scratch of the 1 and the number 6, and note the jockey on the 11 is Jonathan Ocasio, and we are all over the board here. So let's start off with your number 10, and that is Insisting.
Oh, I do scratch into this horse. That's my top pick and my third choice here.
Really?
Yeah. So Insisting, to me now, we're at this same level that he's been knocking heads with, this claiming 8,000 non-winners of 2, and I like this post position. Came that Walt Whitman race, there was like a lot, I guess. I remember Dave bet Walt Whitman in our office. A couple people bet Walt Whitman, and that horse ran huge. This horse did all of the hard work on the front end, though. I like the fact that we've got speed from this outside, and we're going to stretch out that half furlong.
Yeah, I had the 1 on top myself. I don't know if you did our legal point, so I scratched into the number 3 horse in here, Sterling Harmony. So we'll see what happens with the number 3 horse in this particular spot. This one, from Steve Dwoskin, comes out of a pretty good race, produced a couple of next out winners. That all sounds good, putting blinkers on, but it was in March.
It was.
So you got to see what you're going to get when it comes back. And Steve has really not gotten going yet. He always was good for a couple of bomb skis.
Yes, you get him home typically.
I usually get him home, and not been the case so far this week, but you never know when he's going to jump up and get one.
Yeah, and it could be today.
Could be today. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket. We'll get a 12-race card, so it starts in race number 7.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Race 7 this afternoon is going to be 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. These are claimers, fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3. And this is where the Rainbow 6 is going to start. We're going to scratch the 6 in here. And note the jockey on Ballesta is Rajiv Maharaj. So here it is, $57.60. You could see, we'll talk about the 7th race. In race number 8, thought it was a tough one. I did end up with the number 6, Summer Vibes, on top of my ticket, but I went 3 deep. In race number 8, race number 9, excuse me, just 2 for me. We got a couple of scratches in there. I think Hurricane Nelson's the one to beat. Also used the 4, Raging Fury. In race number 10, that's our feature race, the 16th running of Lady Sprint. I'm in agreement with Samantha. Just to Care is my single today.
Nice.
That horse ran exceptionally well. Lots of coverage in race number 11. My top pick is the 8 Tiffany Gold, but I think it's pretty wide open in there, so I used 4. And I came back with 4 in the nightcap because I wanted to get that 3 in there that we were talking about, that 30-1 shot. My long shot, of course, is River of Time to 2. And then I think the 6 and 12 might be the logical ones in there. We'll show a video with the 12. $57.60 for me.
And we're taking a shot with it today, aren't we, Ron?
Yeah, I'm reaching out there.
No,
because
we're good.
I like that single. Well, we'll be in.
Yeah, we're playing it today. It's a great sequence, and I love the ticket.
Yeah, but so see how it goes. So now $57.60 for me. Let's get to the 7th race. As I mentioned, on the 3 is Ballesta. Did you go? Let's go with your 4 first,
Okay.
and that's Ofima, the Argentinian bred from Steve Caceres.
Coming off of a win, it was for the non-winners at 2 level. We take the next logical step up, 17 to the 12-5, and vice versa. I don't really read too much into it. It looks like the same to me. I like the fact that Ray Ruiz is aboard this horse. I like the fact that she's got a recency edge here, and now we'll see.
Well, the number 5, one horse is where I'm going 5. Happy World. I was looking at Manny Real's record. You know, he's only started 11 horses. He's got 3 wins, so he's doing good. He's now the trainer of record for this horse, and it comes off a 2nd place finish. A couple of horses came out of that race to win again, so I thought that was the logical one. And you got him in 2nd, so basically we got that. And then you got the number 7 horse, Clay Soldier, on the outside. Maybe get some interest. Henry Colazo. This one likes to stalk. Just doesn't like to get his picture taken too much.
No, not at all. 0 for 12 last year.
0 for 12? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe now. Love Henry. Maybe we'll get that one home from him. So
you never know.
We'll flip the page and go to race number 8, the 6 furlong sprint. These are maiden 3-year-olds, and we have scratch of the 8, 12, and 13, and we have Samantha's late pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. As Ron mentioned, it's such a great sequence. I've got a $37 play, and I'm starting off with a single. We'll get into this maiden race. What a beast of a race. But race number 9, it scratched down a bit, so I've got the 1 on top. I scratch into the 1, Hurricane Nelson. Race number 10, there's the single, Just to Care. What a nice mare. Race number 11 and 12, throw darts at him. And race number 11, the 2 is my long shot. That's Banned on a Run for Christophe Clement. And in race number 12, I'm using a couple more than I did in my Tropical Turf pick 3 here, just to get some more coverage. Dual Income I do have on top. I think Honor Mags is dangerous. I think River of Time is dangerous. I think El Alchemista is dangerous. What a competitive race, just in general.
Yeah, I did almost the same. I went 4 deep in each one.
You have to.
But it's a similar situation. Now I would really want to hear about is why you singled this number 5 here. And that is Crudo.
So I think if
we got a replay.
Yeah,
right?
we do. We'll show the morning work 4 to 1.
Work.
I think that maybe the word is out on this horse. Bobby Flay, part-time owner. Now this is February 1st. Not working with an impressive horse by any means, but on the inside here, and Ron, this horse was working with one a couple weeks ago we saw run, and I had saved this horse in my notes that when he runs, I'm playing this horse. He breaks from the gate super sharp, and you just see him. He just is in cruise control. Now, you can tell the size of him compared to his workmate. He's just a better looking horse, but look at him. This is exactly what you want to see coming into a race. He just keeps on going. And 6 furlongs, I love this. 24% with first-time starters, maiden special weight on the dirt here. The last 5 years, this is a great stat. This horse is fit. He's not going to lose because he's short by any means.
Yeah, it's a good stat. But also, the horse I had on top all along was the number 6, Summer Vibes, who I thought had a big shot in here this afternoon. Let's show you that stat here from Brendan Waltz. So we get double stats here in race number 8. And it's just a first-time starter. And the first-time starters, maiden special weight on the dirt, sprinting over the past 5 years, 13%, 31% in the money. What I liked was the 257 return investment. So he's hit a couple that have paid some prices in there. You're getting Joel Rosario. And this one is a half to She Feels Pretty.
Yeah.
It was a multiple grade 1 winner. I'm taking a shot with that first time starter like you are.
Yeah, well, but She Feels Pretty. She was a turf runner.
Right.
So I think that I like what they're doing. That look, the turf is always going to be there. Let's get her on the dirt first. And we'll take a look at her in the paddock. I wasn't able to see anything on her. So
now what about the replay with XY Prime?
This was a nice work. Now they did drive on this horse a bit, but I wanted to show just for the Jorge Delgado barn. This is a very, very athletic Vacoma. And all of these Vacomas have been running. They're precocious. We talked about the horse Coliquial yesterday at Belmont. That was just, or at Aqueduct, pardon me. But this is a nice, sharp work. This is Javier Castellano aboard as well, and so he's on today. Now they're making this horse work, but he's also doing 46-3 solo.
Right.
That's not easy to do. Now, he is asking him, I will say that, but they wanted to get something out of this work. This was the 3 works back. It's what you want to see of just a sharp, sharp gate breeze. That puts in so much more fitness. When you're breezing from the gate, I want to see a fast work. I don't want to see you just jiggy jogging in the park.
Yeah, so you got Jorge Delgado, got good connections, Javier Castellano, so lots of different things going on. You saw a couple of morning workouts. We had a couple of stats in here trying to help you figure out what is definitely a head scratcher.
Yeah, good race.
Race 9 is 6 furlong sprint, main track, couple of scratches. Scratched the 2, R's for sure in the 3, my Voodoo Doll, 5 horse field, kick off the late pick 4, and Brian has a ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it here. It is not an easy sequence, and he's got a $10 play here. So singling Hurricane Nelson, he's singling Just a Care. And then, like we are doing, wow, if we were all playing a ticket, we would have to all use all in the last race. Race 11, you can see he's got lots of coverage. Race 12, he's got it too. But it's interesting, he doesn't use the 2 or the 3, the 2 that we put on. And he's got some of the outside horses like Dime Poppy, I'm Due, Win with Faith, Sell It. He likes that outside.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Like you said, we almost got every horse covered between our 3 tickets
yeah.
in here.
I can't imagine what those would cost.
Getting back to race number 9 with the scratches in here, not that they were the top horses. It was always going to be, I thought, Hurricane Nelson's race to lose.
It was. I had the 3 on top. I was excited, to see this horse on the dirt. But it's all right. We'll play another day. And Hurricane Nelson, he's got speed. He finally broke through, winning 2 starts back. He came back with a second-place finish against a tough group. He ran a big number from the rail, and you have Louis Saez aboard. He's the one to beat.
Yeah. Then you got Raging Fury. He's been beaten favorite in 3 of his last 4 races, just not getting the job done. But the day they claimed him, this horse at a 35 level, he won by 8 lengths.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a spot where he gets back on track.
Yes, definitely. Could be.
Yep. Let's go to race number 10 now. I will get it right there. 10. Oh, feature race. 5 furlongs on the turf. It's the 16th running of the Lady Turf Sprint. $140,000. No scratches, no jockey changes. Everybody on this stage has singled the number 7, Just a Care. So that's where I guess we start.
Yeah, let's look at the replay of her last time. This was a tour de force of an effort here. This was the first time in the barn of Brian Lynch. And she'd already been a really nice mare. It's not that anything different happened here. She was a bit wide. When she levels off, it is a beautiful thing to watch because she'll switch into her right lead right there. Kyara's the 10, and she's running on late. I think she needs a race. But this horse quickened a lot. And you see the 10 Kyara and you think, okay, well, maybe next time she'll get the best of it.
Right.
If you watch the gallop out of that race, Just a Care was by a mile.
It looked like a really nice horse we both have. And I did put the 2 in second. You did go with the number 8, who I have in third, and that is Epona's Hope. This one, Eddie Plessis Jr., Joel Rosario.
Well, just on the front end, Joel got a front-winning victory yesterday with Pleasant Embrace and Kelly Breen. And he's tough once he gets on the lead, Joel is.
Yeah, this horse was really good coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Just went to the lead, like you said, and went on. So, logical contender in there. And, what else do you use in there? I think those are the logical 3 that we're talking about. You saw how good that horse ran behind Just a Care. We all singled it just for reasons that you just saw on the TV. Race number 11, 5 on the Tapeta, allowance, optional claimer. Once again, no scratches in this race or jockey changes. And I got a couple old buddies as I look down. Trumpets, I know. Oh, darling, I've seen these horses before.
Oh, yeah. You've seen everything before. You saw Secretariat, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Number 2, Band on a Run. Oh, it's your long shot.
It is.
Let's
This
hear
is my
about it.
long shot, yeah. Blinkers come off today for this 5-year-old, and she'll switch to the Tapeta track. And she handled the turf fine. She was training in the Northeast in 2023, and if I was a betting woman, I'd say she's been across the Tapeta at Fair Hills before.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that Connections choose to run her here. She's got some speed. Hey, we have a Misael aboard. Maybe let's just go to the front and see how far we can hang on for.
Yeah, and get a nice little price on there. I did go with the number 8 horse in here, Tiffany Gold, who you have in second on top of my ticket. Just thought maybe this was the one to beat in here. Tiffany Gold, just look at its last couple of races, really nice performances. They were on the turf. Does this horse translate that good form with John Velasquez to the Tapeta?
We'll find out, right? The horses at least breezed across the Tapeta in the morning for trainer Victor Barboza. I love the fact that John Velasquez gets aboard.
Yeah, if you look down, he was disqualified from purse money, but he did win on the Tapeta back there, so that was all the way back his first start. So, logical horses in there, and then you got the just different ways to go. My Vivienne, I think, has a shot in here, the one we both have some interest in this one. Marty Drexler comes off the bench. What does he do? Win.
An easy win at that, too. And does that come back to her? I don't know, but the waters get a little deeper here.
Well, he broke the mold of horses coming down from Canada needing a race. He had about 3 horses win like that. Usually,
I know.
That was always an angle we followed.
And it held true for a long time with us, and then Marty Drexler came in and blew it out of the water. Maybe the second start after the Gulfstream win from Woodbine is maybe a no angle.
No angle.
We'll find out.
Yeah. So, last race, a great one, and it's 1 mile on the turf starter, optional claimer, and I love the racing office when they put these turf races in the last one.
Yep.
They do a good job there in the racing office. Scratch the number 11, Venezuela is gold, so we still have a nice field of 11 in here. So, let's talk about my 2 horse in here, the long shot. We'll start with my long shot.
All right, let's do it.
And, River of Time, what I like about River of Time, it's that recency angle where this horse has run well, come back, couple of starts, comes off, wins its debut on the Tapeta, comes back, runs real good third. I think going to the turf, Fog of War by Warfront and El Corredor mare.
Yeah.
It's got breeding up and down for grass. It's John Velasquez, the old John Velasquez in the last race angle. You got it all going on here.
You do, yeah. And Ron Spatz is just a really solid turf trainer, too. I think it quietly goes unnoticed, but he's very good with getting these grass horses ready. I know it says first turf 0 for 15, but I think it's different circumstances because he's much better than it looks like on paper, trainer stat-wise.
Dual income is what you have on top here. It comes off that couple of 2 starts back, broke its maiden impressively on the grass.
Yeah.
Now going back after facing 35 times on the Tapeta last time.
Yeah, the Tapeta was fine, I guess. I prefer the turf for this to this guy Gelding. I think he ran a nice race. Will we get a similar setup today? I don't know. With Joel Rosario aboard, I'm not sure which way he'll go with this horse. I think you'll probably grab, but he does have some speed, so maybe we'll send. I don't know. It'll be interesting tactics.
I had two horses I was going to make long shot in here. One was going to be the Two River of Time, which I did.
Yeah.
The other one was a horse we're going to talk about now, and that is El Alchemista. This one from Oscar Gonzalez. Hasn't been seen since December, but that was $75,000 optional claimers. I just think the horse with Lasix, the drop, the barn, you could get a chance to score here.
Yeah, you really could, and I think that it's flattering that race that he's coming out of. Zealous Moon came back to win for Riley Mott last week. That's a good sign here. Was a huge price, but we'll get Lasix on, and the Oscar Gonzalez barn does very well. Only 11% with turf roots for Sky Mesa. Interesting.
Yeah, Lionel Reyes, boy, if you're like a long shot jockey, he brings him in all the time. He brings him in all the time. So I just wanted to mention, we're going to show you a replay of the number 12, Dime Puppy, and we'll see what it says.
Well, you both have this horse. Am I missing something here? Brian has this horse on his ticket a little bit later. This was the first race ever by this horse, and he won, on the turf in a huge middle move. You saw him just cruising by, but I don't think he beat anybody. Oh, there's Gonna Pick Dominic, who I liked a little bit yesterday.
Right.
But I don't know. This was back October 19th. He never switched his leads. I don't know what we get for him here today. I think it's good to see that Luis Saez gets aboard.
Well, Ron Coy's a pretty sharp trainer.
Yeah.
He thought enough this horse to put him in the pulpit. Ran into Mibago, who came back to win the Dania Beach. So I just thought that, back to a logical level today. Luis Saez in the saddle.
Yep.
One of these horses you throw on your ticket somewhere, he's going to deal with that outside post. But certainly, we looked it up yesterday. Post 12 is actually, well, this will be post 11. And post 11 won yesterday.
You did?
With Irad, of course.
Yep.
We were worried he didn't get the trip. Of course he got the trip.
With Irad, you get the trip.
Yeah. So that's how we see the 12 races. Big day today. But we got our lightning round coming up, and then we'll turn it over to Pete Aiello.
Lots of things happening here in this lightning round. Coast to coast, it's back today. Even with really short fields yesterday, it still paid 800 and change, 863, 883, something like that. I made sure to check. But today, it starts off with the ladies' turf sprint, races 10 and 12, and then 5, 7, and 8 from Santa Anita. 2.5 hours, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 3 hours? Yeah. Oh, well, 2.5.
About 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a great betting opportunity, $1 minimum, no retail wagers. It's all retail, no computer-assisted wagering, $1 minimum.
Yep, $1 minimum always pays great, as you just said there. And then, of course, we have the Tropical Turf Pick 3 today.
Yeah, it's a competitive sequence, too. And we started off with a maiden race, thank goodness for me, because I can look at them. 4, 10, and 12, though, a $3 minimum on this, and a 15% takeout.
Lots of action around town.
Yep, lots of action. We're going to have some big pools today expected. Early pick 5 will be big. Look at the late pick 5. Now, the early pick 5 is mandatory, and we just have some nice fields, full fields, a great latter half of the card today, Ron.
Yeah, no, it's great betting races, and that's what you like to see. You want to have those great betting races to kick off the day, and then we'll also have more fun. Everybody's going to try and beat Samantha today. We beat the expert.
Yeah, the last 3 races, so we'll see. 10, 11, and 12 today. You can sign up, a chance to win up to $500 in wagering credits. Let's see. Let's go for it.
That's the final 3 races.
Yeah, final 3 of the day.
The winners of the final 3 races each and every Saturday. And your best bet, is that in there? No.
No. It is earlier, race 2, the 11.
And mine is, we know what it is, race 10. It's the 7, just to care. Everybody's single. They're going to carry all of us. Your long shot?
Race 11, the 2. Band on a Run.
Mine is race 12, a 2.
How about that?
River of Time. So we got it done, 12 races, and we're going to turn it over to Pete Aiello. He'll give you all the scratches, jockey changes, and then we'll be back here for the first race, all ready to go. Good luck.